This new feature on Altrady is literally a game changer because you can finally practice trading any kind of strategy that you want on any random bar for specific time frames, market situations, market cycles. So that way you can crush any market, bull, bear, or sideways. You don't have to practice now with your real funds. You can actually spend as much time as you want practicing with real historical data in Altrady's updated Backtester. Now, before we get into this, on TradingView, there's actually a way to do this, but the reason why we're using Altrady is mind-blowing, and you're going to see why in a second. So you can go over here and you can do bar replay, which is cool. You can choose a specific date. You can actually choose a random bar, and it's just going to take you to whatever random time. So we're looking at May 2022 when Bitcoin was at $30,000. Well, this is great. And yes, you could say, okay, well, I want to play with this and try it out. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a long position here. I'm going to just buy based off of what I think is going to happen. And I think this is the best possible place to buy. And we can go ahead and press play and see what happens next. Well, we watch the trade and see what happens next. This isn't really that helpful because as it goes on, I'm just going to see day by day by day by day by day. It's going to be painstakingly long time in order for this position to quote unquote close. So this isn't as helpful. Yes, we can watch to see how random bars played out. Yes, we could use TA, but we can't actually see our orders being executed in real time as this backtest plays out. Whereas with Altrady, we can. And we can use every single thing that's available to us in the trading terminal and practice trading random bars. So I'm going to show you how to do that in this video right now. And notice that right now, as the filming of this video, backtesting is now available in beta for all plans, unlimited, until August 30th. So make sure you sign up and play with this now. The link to sign up and actually save 12% on your Altrady subscription is in the description. Let's get into it. So right now, we're going to be using my Binance paper trading account. So this is actually really helpful too, because again, we just play with our Monopoly money. And there's something even cooler about this. So we're going to go ahead and start a new session. But before I do, this is something that you're really excited about. You see value in this. Hit the like button, leave a comment with what you're learning as you watch this video. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. That only happens because of you sharing videos like this and subscribing. So let's get into it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit this new button to start a new backtesting session. So I'm going to just call this BTC practice session. We want to choose a market, but let's say we don't want to trade Bitcoin. We actually want to trade Pepe. We really like altcoins, and maybe we really want to do Pepe. But for now, we're just going to do BTC because it's a lot easier. And we have access to every single coin that's available on Binance. So we're going to do this one. We can choose how much of our funds we're going to start with, starting out with 10K, cool beans. Now we can choose as well a start date. So if we know that the bear market happened in 2022, then I can go back in time to say, okay, maybe let's check out April. So April 22nd, 2022, we can start from there and I can just start practicing from here. Or like we just saw on TradingView, we can actually generate a random bar, which I think is even better, especially if you're new to crypto trading. Now, if you're someone that watches charts every single day, as soon as I see a date, I kind of have a good idea of what's happening during this time. But we'll go ahead and do that. And again, you can start with that date and you can say, well, I want to modify this, not February 2024. I want to go to February 2021 and trade from there. You get the idea, but we can just do this as much as possible, which is cool. So let's do one more. Cool. October 30th. And sorry, this is a European style. So the 30th of October, 2023. I know date times depend, or rather they shift and change depending on where you are in the world. It's crazy. So let's go ahead and create this practice session and set up a trade. So now we can see that we're back. Okay, now here we go. BTC practice session, waiting for it to update. Cool beans. Now we're in. So we are in backtesting mode. This is the 30th of October, 2023. Now I'm going to try my best to ignore the fact that I know exactly what's happening during this time, but we're just going to trade off of what we see. So Bitcoin is moving up and I can decide based off of what I'm seeing, okay, cool. Well, I like this, or I can use any of the indicators that are available to me here, which there are a lot. It's basically all of the free indicators. So Maybe I want to use a moving average. We're going to use a moving average, a weighted moving average. Cool. And I want to set this to, let's do a 21 period because I want it just to be lagging and I want to be able to use this. So let's say, for the sake of an example for this, I'm looking at this with the idea of, okay, I want to practice a specific strategy. I want to use a moving average and I want to enter on pullbacks to the moving average. So based off of whatever you want to do, you're going to have to modify it. You can't just go into this blind and say, okay, I'm just going to buy and sell and see what happens. It's not really the case, although you could, I suppose. I'm actually just going to keep going until I see something that I really like in terms of a strategy that has worked well in the past. So seeing it retrace back over here to this moving average, I like this, especially going up like right here. See these two entries? So I want to do the same thing. So we're going to say, okay, cool. So now that I've done this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something really cool. Now we're going to just give us a little bit more time right here. I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, okay, my strategy is I'm going to enter on a pullback to this moving average line. So I'm going to go ahead and create my limit order. I want to enter here on this line. I want to make sure to figure out how much I want to spend. So I'm going to go ahead and use 10% of my available funds. And I can also do this with leverage. I can actually go long and short if I desire to do that too, which is cool. We'll do that in a second. And I can decide as well, okay, well, I want to take profit. I'm going to use a different style. So looking at this, I can see that we got these nice bounces. It goes up like 6%. It goes way more than 6%. So let's just try 5%, see how that works. And I want to also practice using trailing. I want to have the price use a trailing take profit. And of course, I can say, well, I also want to use a stop loss because I need to practice managing my risk better. So I can do all of this, set up the trade, and when I'm happy with it, then I can go ahead and either hit place order or I can click on this to confirm it. And then we start the backtest. So we come down here, press the play button, and then we watch the price move. There we go. So it hit my entry. Now it's in. And I haven't looked at this time frame, by the way. I haven't practiced this to see what's going to happen. So we're watching the price to see if it's going to have a nice responsive move up. Up. There we go. So it hit my take profit target. And there, that's done. Did you see that? So it hit my take profit target. It enabled trailing, and then it went back down against us. So we have one positive trade. So let's do the same thing. And that trade down here is actually logged. So we can see one position's closed. We have a win rate of 100% because we did it. Our P&L is 40%, 0.40%. So we earned $40. So I want to put that $40 back in to the next trade. So we're going to come back down here. I'm going to go back up and I'm going to say, okay, I want to do another one of these. And I might have to adjust this because I'm following this moving average. Again, I really want to enter on a pullback to this. We're going to keep the same setup as before. We did 5%. We did enable trailing, and we also had a stop loss at about 2%. Now, before I even do this again, something just to let you know, I can actually save this as a preset. So I'm going to do that right here. I'm going to add this as a preset, and everything I've just put into Altrady, it's basically going to set it up just like this. So I can choose where I want it to enter. I'm going to change this. I want to put a size in. So we're going to use, we'll just make sure that it's, I have to add it each time though. So we're actually going to leave this off. But the profit volume is all set. Trailing is all set. The stop loss is all set. We're going to call this backtest testing, BTC. And I can actually give it a hotkey. So we're going to do B. So let's go ahead and save the preset. So that way, every single time I want to start a new trade, all I have to do is press B up over here. There we go. And now I'm just going to drag this down to this moving average right there. There we go. All set to go. Cool. And I'm going to make sure that I add how much I'm going to put in. So the first trade earned $40. So I'm going to do 1040. All right, cool. So there we go. Let's go ahead, hit confirm, and see what happens. And we're going to go ahead and press the play button. There we go. We're in the position, and Stop loss is so close. Lol. What's great too is that it automatically updates all of this too, which is awesome. And you can change the speed of this as well. So we're watching 10 bars per second. So it's going really, really, really fast. Come on, come on. Let's see. Is it going to work? Oh man, Chop City. It's a nice move up. And do we get it again? There we go. And there's trailing. So trailing is starting. I'm going to slow this down. We're going to do 1 per second so we can watch this trailing take profit actually happen live in the back test. There we go. So it hits our take profit. Trailing is following behind the price. It gets moved up again. It gets moved up again. Up. And there we go. That's it. And the trade's closed. Cool. And now what are we going to do? I'm going to come back over here. And we have to figure out how much money did we make on that trade. Actually, it tells us right here, by the way, in our position info. So that trade made $64 because we're compounding. So now we're going to add 64 into 46. So we're looking at $1,100, which is great. Oh, wait, no. 10. So it's 0, 10. So we're actually looking at $1,110 for the next trade. Great. So now we're taking compounding to a whole new level. So I press B. I'm going to go ahead, bring this down right here, move my stop loss down. It's all set to go. Now I just have to put in my spend. And I can also pay attention to as well, it looks like it's 11%. So I don't want to have to do this every time. So again, I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to find my backtesting BTC preset. I want to edit it. So now I'm going to be using size set at 11%. So we're going to be compounding every single trade automatically, which is awesome. Okay, so now we're in the position. We're all set to go. I'm going to confirm it. And now we're going to go ahead and auto resume. We'll watch this a little bit faster. Let's see if we get a pullback to our moving average. Okay, so I'm going to be updating this as well, which you can, which is cool. And again, I want to catch that drop back down to our moving average because that's what I'm doing for my strategy. Awesome. So here we go. Let's see if we get that snap back. Okay, got to move it up higher. So I'm going to put it up just right there. Here we go. Up. Oh, I have to move it. There we go. And I just noticed my stop loss isn't updating as well. And I do need to move that up because that's part of my strategy, right? Okay, confirm it. Tag it. Come on. Well, it just technically did right there. So I have to move it up right here. Okay, here we go. Move this up. And this should be 2% is what I have it set to. Oh, it's 1. So go down here to 2. Perfect. Okay, confirm. Start it back up. Let it rip. Here we go. So it opens the position. And now we watch, wait and see. Oh, so I got stopped out. All right, and that happens, right? That's okay. So far looking at our data, we're looking at a win rate of 66%. 2 out of 3 trades have been profitable. Right now, my P&L is still net positive. I'm looking at 77.44 USD, which is cool. Now, let's take this up a notch because we can see all of our stats, all of our data right here. And again, this is a great way to practice. Let's go ahead and change this though. And I want to modify my strategy because if I zoom out to the 4-hour time frame, which I can do while I'm backtesting this, and I look at this chart, it's clearly in a strong uptrend. So instead of using a stop loss, what would happen if I decided, you know what, I want to go back to the beginning and I want to make sure that I'm using a DCA strategy instead? You can do that. So I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to press, I'm actually going to go to my settings. I'm going to edit my preset. And instead of using, here we go, we're going to do this, 11%. So instead of a stop loss like that, we're actually going to be using a ladder entry. Oh, I have to actually save it over here. So we're going to do B, we're going to modify it. So we're going to enter with a ladder scale. So this is cool. I'm going to do 11%, and I want to have 2 orders, and I want to have the next order down about, we need to remove our stop loss. Where is it? There we go. So now I have an order Cool. So I have this one and this one. I'm going to start this one down just 5% to see how that looks. Awesome. And my position size is not 11. Why did I do that? This should be right here, 11%. There we go. So we can see how the DCA is going to work. So again, I'm going to be placing this, waiting for the price to come up here to tag that level. So for now, I'm not going to do anything, but I want to make sure that I have this all set to go. So for now, I just want to save this and overwrite the preset. So we're going to do -5% for my DCA order, and we're going to go over here and we're going to add it. So this is my BTC backtesting DCA. And this is going to be D for DCA. Cool. And we're all set. Now we have it set for a ladder order. Awesome. Everything is perfect. Cool. Okay. And now we've saved it. So I need to wait for the price to do its thing. So I'm going to watch and wait for it to hit my targets, what I want it to do. And it has to bounce back to the fast line. Not the fast line, to this moving average. There we go. Force a habit. So D for DCA. Great. There we go. There we go. Awesome. And it's all set to go. Let me just make sure. So -2. Yeah. Awesome. Let's go ahead and enter this trade. Cool. Now we're changing our strategy to see, well, is DCA going to be a better strategy? If the price goes against us, we're going to get this order filled, and it's also going to show our break even moving lower. Right now, break even is the same as our average entry, which is normal, completely expected. Let's see. And now we can see shooting up higher, shooting up higher. Our DCA order is still valid down here. We're just going to let it go. Looks like it's going to be bullishly moving up to hit our take profit target, to be honest. Had a nice pop right there. And I'm totally fine if it actually goes sideways and hits our DCA order. It's actually not going to bother me whatsoever. Here we go. One more push. Hit our take profit, enable trailing, and pump up. There we go. And now, there we go. It's out. And that's it. So we can see down here in our performance, bada bing, bang, boom. So we have 75% profitable. So we have 3 out of 4 in a profit. Our total P&L is now 0.94% of everything invested, which is awesome. And again, I just do this over and over. And it doesn't even have to be the hourly time frame. It could be the 5-minute time frame. I could use any indicator or strategy that I want. And I could also be doing this as well, not just on BTC USDT. I could also go over here to futures. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to make a new backtest over here. So we're going to use Binance Futures, $10,000. And we're going to set a new start date. There we go, create. All right, good. So we have a new backtest period. We need to wait a minute for this to update, which is okay. And once it does, then we can actually practice going long and going short on BTC, again, based off of our strategy. So I can decide how much leverage I want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and use 10x leverage. It's set to isolated. We can't fix it to cross margin. Totally fine, doesn't matter. Now I want to use a limit order. I want to make sure that I enter here and I want to spend 100, actually we'll do 1,000. And that means that we are going to be using, it should tell us over here. Tell me. Yep, so out of our 10,000, we're going to be using just 1%. So it's actually taking the leverage into account. Oh, we have a lot. We have 100,000. Oh, that's right. Because this is one thing that's a little bit confusing about Altrady and leverage, by the way. You have to actually apply the leverage. So if I know that I'm using 10x and I put in 10,000 USD into this or USDT, then it's basically $1,000. So it's already applying that 10x leverage. So whereas before I set it to 10,000, you can see my available amount here is 100,000. It's already multiplying the leverage amount. So now that this is set, I'm going to use a scalping strategy, 2%. And I'm also going to use a stop loss. We're going to do -2% as well. This is a really terrible strategy, and I'll show you why in a second, because it's super duper risky, and 1-to-1 is really, really bad. You can see down here that my risk to reward ratio is basically a 1. It's bad. So my possible loss is going to be 2%. But anyway, let's just go ahead and try it and see how things go. So we've confirmed it. We're going to go ahead and hit the play button and see if we get my entry. Cool. Ugh. Ouch. So already we got a really nasty loss of $219. Okay, maybe that didn't work so well. Maybe I need to zoom out a bit more and I need to see, actually, maybe what I want to do is maybe it looks like the trend could be looking bearish. So I want to flip this. Again, I'm just testing it. I'm not using any indicators other than moving average, but let's say, okay, that didn't work so well. Maybe I think that the trend is going to be reversing. So I'm going to go ahead and go short. I want to put my entry right up here. I want to sell for 10% of my available account. Okay. So again, I'm putting in that $10,000. I've already lost money. And looking at the chart now, I can make a decision to say, okay, well, where do I think it could go? Well, I think it's reasonable for it to fall back down here again. Again, I'm just trying to make a really quick example. I'm not trying to think too hard about it. And I do want to put in a stop loss as well, just in case it goes above this level. Now, I already know what happens during this time, so it's a little bit like cheating. But for you that doesn't, let's just see what happens. And again, the whole point of this is to practice. So again, this ratio, by the way, is still pretty terrible. And what I mean by that is the risk reward ratio is just 1.18. We really want to see something at least at 3. A 3-to-1 ratio is really good. So if we're going to be doing something like this, scalping, essentially, the closer our sell order is to our stop loss, the more aggressive our risk reward ratio is, right? But we could try and experiment with all that stuff. That's the whole point. Testing it out, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, okay? So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and confirm my position. We're going to go ahead and start it back up and wait for the price to snap back up. So there we go, selling again. Stopped out. I'm laughing because I know that the market tops out over here in November 2021, and it actually goes up to 69K. So this is a little bit of cheating. So let's say, okay, this isn't fair. We're going to go ahead and finish. This is a terrible back test. I'm done. Finished. Awful. I killed it. I destroyed my account. That's okay, because now we can just do a new one. So we're going to go ahead and do a new one. And let's just choose a random coin on futures. So I'm going to choose SHIB. I don't know the chart for SHIB that well. This is even better. So SHIB futures. You guys kind of getting the idea here? Let's start with less too. So we're going to start just with $100, random bar, go ahead and create it. Now we wait, and this is actually even better. So let's take off the moving average. Let's go to something more like the 5-minute time frame, actually. Let's go to the 5-minute. Oh, we don't have enough. There we go. So let's do the 1 hour. Let's look at the chart and see how things are. Well, based off of what I'm seeing, I can see that there's resistance right here. So I can go, okay, let's take this resistance level, zoom in, can test it out and see, what do I want to do? Well, the price is actually dancing on support right now. I actually want to take a risky long right here. I want to go long right here based off of what I'm seeing for, let's go ahead and spend 10% of our max amount. Oh, we have to crank up the leverage. We're going to go ahead and use 10x. So now we have that much more. So we're going to go over here again, 10% of my available funds. And now we're going to decide where we're going to take profit. So let's say I want to be more aggressive in this. I want to take profit up here just for fun to see what happens. Okay. And again, stop loss. And I could also say, well, I really want that to be my main target up here, but I'm not sure if it's going to do it. So I want to take profit on the way up. Aaron always talks about using split targets. So I actually want to try that out. So we got 1, 2, 3, and I want to put trailing on the top one just in case to see what happens. With my stop loss, I want to put it pretty close right over here. And we can also try out these different protection methods. So I have follow take profit, which means as each order is filled, we're going to see the stop loss move up. Again, assuming that it goes up. Let's check our risk reward ratio, 2.49. That's not bad. So let's go ahead, place the order. We're going to go ahead and watch this trade play out. Hopefully it doesn't just get stopped out right away. That'd be really depressing. Depressed. Okay, I'm not giving up. I'm going to do the same thing again. So we're going to go ahead, choose the bid order. We're going to do 10%. We're going to use not targets, we're going to use scales. We're going to use 3. Here we go. 3 orders. Awesome. We're going to go all the way up here. This is how I want to do it. Perfect. And we're going to turn that off so I can enable trailing for the last one. Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to do protection, follow, take profit. I'm going to set it a little bit lower just in case. And we're going to go ahead, place this right there. So our risk reward ratio is 3%. That's good. I actually want to set it to just 3. There we go. So now we're all set. We're risking 3% of our total portfolio. And we have a risk reward right there of 4.62. Actually, I goofed it up, didn't I? Here we go. I want to do 10%. There we go. It's letting us know how much of our portfolio we are risking right there. But we have a good risk to reward ratio. Let me open it up a little bit more so it's about 3. That way we have some wiggle room. Perfect. Okay, confirm it. Let's try this one more time. So order, entry. No, 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 no. Go up, go up. Hurry, hurry. Come on. Oh, you're killing me, Shib. There we go. Okay, now the first order has been placed. See what happened to the stop loss? It now has been moved up to our break, or not a break even anymore. It's now back up to our entry, which is really cool. Let's see if this one continues to hit these other targets. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Oh, it's taking some time, isn't it? It's a little bit painful. Oh, let's go. A little bit more. And you can decide as well as you're watching this, you know what, like, I really just want to move this down as sometimes I do this as well when I'm trading. It's like, I have these good targets. I'm going to go ahead and move it. So we can even change it as the backtest is running, which is really cool. So there we go. And you see what happened to stop loss? It got moved up again. Now, is it going to go up and hit the third one? Nope. There we go. Stopped out. Perfect. So that's how this amazing follow, take profit works. So we have our data down here. We have 2 positions closed, 50-50 win rate. The main thing I want to get into your head right now to think about this, the reason why I'm making this video right now, and this is so cool, is because you can use these tools to prepare yourself for the bear market. If you've never had practice using leverage before, now you can, and you can practice on any chart you want. Now, a caveat. Some charts that you know and love to trade will perform very differently on futures, especially going long and short. Another thing to consider with futures is that if you're really serious about using the 5-minute time frame, only practice on that. Be specific about the charts you're going to be practicing with. Not all charts behave the same way, especially on faster time frames. This is a huge game changer that is literally going to help you understand any type of trading. If you're new to A/B trading and you want to figure that out, now you can. You can backtest, you can practice while you're waiting for your open positions to close. If you've always wanted to use futures, but you've been too scared and you haven't had the chance to actually see how it works, now you can practice, and you can practice on random coins that you don't even know the charts for. I know Bitcoin, so I know a lot of the time frames and how things have operated, but I don't really have a good recollection of XRP's price performance forever. And actually, that'd be a great one to practice on because of all of the violent ups and downs. But the whole point of this is to give you an opportunity to practice trading, whether you're using leverage, whether you're using spot, whether it's a bull market, whether it's a bear market, even if it's a coin you don't know. This is a huge, huge asset, a huge tool in any trader's toolbox. This thing is awesome. So go ahead. If you don't have access to Altrady yet, there is a link to sign up in the description below. I want to hear how you guys are using this to become better traders. Leave a comment down below. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.